The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.
G'day everybody and welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show for another day here. I hope you have had a good little break and you're back into the markets ready to go. For many of you in Australia that are listening or watching, you had a long weekend. I hope it was a good one. I had an absolutely wonderful weekend. It was meant to rain Saturday, Sunday, and it didn't. It was sunny all through the weekend, and it was warm enough to go to the beach. Not get in the water, but warm enough to go to the beach. So it was an absolutely wonderful mental health weekend for me. Considering last week I was kind of under the weather a bit, wasn't feeling at my best. It's great to finally be back into the office and bringing you the content that I normally do and back into the markets looking at this properly. And there are some opportunities coming up. A quick run through the top 10 with you guys just to update you on yesterday's progress. I mean, Bitcoin's not really done a great deal. It's remained sideways. Ethereum against the dollar and against Bitcoin both sitting right there in that cradle zone at the moment. It's still trending. It's still very sideways, though. It needs to have a pop. Bitcoin Cash the same. Very sideways. Not a great deal happened in the first 24 hours of trade across the entire market. Cardano is also in the same position. EOS also the same position. Stellar Lumens also holding very flat. There's not a great deal going on with Stellar as well. Jumping across to Neo now also. Look, Neo's actually slightly down, but it's got to be said, it's been relatively sideways, as is IOTA. Ripple also having a pullback yesterday. And finally, Litecoin, another one that was sideways. So literally we really are no further ahead than what we were this time yesterday. We really have a very sideways market, and we just have to wait and see what happens here. Patience is really, really important. There have been some exceptional breakouts. There have been some exceptional trends that have been continuing in the alt market. We have seen that alt market gaining some momentum. Yesterday, I had a trade on Komodo against Bitcoin, which stopped me out. That's 2 from 2 against Bitcoin that I've been stopped out on now. Not on Komodo, but 2 of my most recent Bitcoin gathering trades, if you will, have been stop outs. And Substratum is another one that I'm in that has triggered moves and looking pretty good. But guys, because the market's so sideways, and more so because of what's been going on at the moment, as far as people I've been speaking to, myself personally, and what's happening out there, is I think it's really important you've got to understand that with this market, it can get quite intense. All right. When I was trading traditional markets, you'd always get 2 days off. You'd get Saturday, Sunday, always. 10 a.m. in Australia, you'd kind of be, that'd be it. All markets had ceased to be open at that point. And look, it could still work on the weekend, but it would be reporting. So it wouldn't be in the fast-paced world of open live markets. In crypto, as you guys know, we have that open to us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And with that comes some very serious issues for some people. And it comes back to self-preservation. Discipline is definitely a huge issue. I mean, people think that if you're in the markets and you're looking at the charts, and that's a good thing, right? Because you're trying to make money. Well, is making money really the only thing? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be at all. For me, currency is a means to an end. It gives me the lifestyle that I want to lead. Honestly, I do like trading. I enjoy trading. But you say to me, would you rather be trading or out there spearfishing or on a boat with your family or fishing or, doing something outdoors? I'm going to take the outdoors 9 times out of 10. Now, of course, if I was to do that for 9 days straight and not look at the markets at all, I'd probably be pretty keen to get back to the markets. And that's what I'm talking about. It's balance. If you do one thing too often, it becomes stale, you become stale, and it can start to drag your energy levels down. It can drag the way that you feel about certain things down. You've got to keep that passion. You've got to keep that excitement for what got you back into this market in the first place. I don't mean trading on excitement. I mean passion. I mean enjoyment, thorough enjoyment of what you're doing. Now, I do see people talking about their mental health or mental health in crypto quite frequently, and I agree. Often the mental health side of it is when you associate with this pullback that we've had this year, this retracement. People are often concerned and feeling tough, feeling bad because they might have invested too much. Their expectations might be too high. And look, there's a huge amount of different things that occur around the market, specifically altering your mental health. I think one of the things that's often overlooked, though, is the time people put into it. Look, it's wonderful to, watch people like Gary Vee, Elon Musk that say, if your competitors are working 50 hours a week and you work 100 hours a week, you're going to get things done twice as fast. And look, I agree. And look, I do that too. I'm guilty of that. I push myself too hard often, do too much, too quick, and forget about some of the things that are important. And ultimately, I suffer. And that would be why last week I did suffer. I've been pushing too hard for literally months. And it was a real wake-up call for me because I'm usually pretty good at managing that. It just became a little bit too much. I didn't have a breakdown or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but my health deteriorated to a point where I couldn't be as sharp as what I normally am. I couldn't achieve the things I normally would achieve in the space of a week's time. So you've got to make sure that you wind back, take time. Your body is not an engine that can constantly run on 100%. You take your car and do a service, you change your oil, you put new tires on it, you look after certain things that you want to run because you can't afford for them to break down. But we often forget about ourselves. If you let yourself break down, well, that's it. It's all over. You only get one life. Make sure you're enjoying it. Take the time out. Take time out. I don't care if you feel guilty. You've got to remove yourself from that desire to feel that guilt. If you're not doing anything, of course, that's a different story. But if you do what you're meant to do, you're doing the work, you're putting the hours in, you're striving for that success, you've got to take this, take the pedal off sometimes and just look around at the beautiful day that it is. Go for a walk. I find that walking, for me, energy, I can't do the hardcore training I used to do anymore. So for me, it's just a walk in the park, walk on the water, not on the water, I'm not Jesus, walk around water. Do something that takes you away from all these screens and lights and markets and stress and anxiety and move and do. Take yourself out of that. Have a big deep breath and you'll see, the longer that you're out, you go camping for a couple of weeks, you come back from that after no phones and no reception and no computers, you feel reset. Well, take the time out, guys. Look after yourself. It's part of your disciplined approach to being a successful trader, but just in life in general, I want you to look after yourself because you know what? I learned the lesson. You push too hard, you will fall down, and you've got to get back up. But get back up gently. Be good to yourself, guys. Have a great day.
The Trader Cobb Crypto Podcast is hosted by Craig Cobb. All Trader Cobb courses, products, and tools can be found at tradercobb.com because experience matters.